I love Spider-Man, and I love Lego. So imagine my surprise when this most recent Lego Marvel wave gets revealed, and it's like almost all Spider-Man sets, and two Iron Man sets, I guess. And honestly, they're all pretty solid. This Daily Bugle in particular has my eye. It does so much right. This new Miles that's clearly more based off his original Ultimate Universe design, with the wrong webbing color, but we take those where we can. The dope Rhino mech with a figure that's clearly taken inspiration from the Spider-Man PS4 games, and this Venom cap that, no, not you. Admittedly, I have a kind of weird issue with these guys. It's not even that they look bad, I think they look pretty dang good. Well, for the most part. This Wolverine is some straight cheeks. I just often think these Venomized characters take the place of different unique characters we could have gotten instead. Now, I feel it's important to acknowledge Venom's popularity as a character. Venom is undoubtedly one of the most popular Marvel characters of all time. Dude's got multiple movies, multiple shows, multiple comic runs, all to varying degrees of quality, but we don't talk about that. Though, I don't think this gives us an excuse to be lazy. I feel like one of the best examples of this was back in 2024, where we also needed two new Venom figures, but instead we got Eddie Brock and Anti-Venom for the first time in LEGO. Pretty cool. I just don't see the "will Venom sell well" excuse when LEGO themselves clearly acknowledge they can do other symbiotes and have them still just as good. Which, by the way, I just want to add, it seems like there's a weird quota of at least 2 Venom figures a year since like 2023, but I digress. Another thing I see a lot of people saying is,
Lego doesn't need to make other characters, and Venomized ones don't do well.
but this just isn't true. This is something I'd like to call third figure theory, or TFT, there we go. Which states one recognizable character and another recognizable character are included in the set, and genuinely does not matter who the third character is because the other two are already so popular. And I have evidence of this. Let's take a look at the Venom Mobile, a set that comes with a very well-known character in Venom, obviously, and another very well-known character in Spider-Man. So you can literally choose anyone you want for the third figure role. And you can see they chose Julia Carpenter's Spider-Woman, a character who has only had one recent adaptation in, yeah, you see my point? Also a character we've never gotten in LEGO before. Very, very cool. Now, two sets that don't do this as well are the Spider-Man car and the Spider-Man car. Yeah, both of them. Again, for the additional figure, you can literally choose whoever you'd like. But for these two, they chose Venomized Wolverine and Venomized Green Goblin, which didn't turn out great for them in terms of sales. Looking at Amazon sale numbers for both the Venom car and newer Spider-Man car, both sold around 1,000 units in the past month. Keep in mind the Venom car is a year older, $10 more, full price, and of course, has a figure not much people know about. Choosing a relatively unknown character just does not affect the sales of a set, as you can see here, so long as there's 1 or 2 more popular characters in the set, which most sets just kind of have by default. Another good example of this on a smaller scale would be the Ghost Rider bike and the Spider-Man mech. The Spider-Man mech obviously having the more Venom-related character in Anti-Venom. However, the Ghost Rider bike, as you can see here, blew it out of the water. The Ghost Rider bike is also the best-selling Marvel set on Amazon right now, so it kind of beats all Venomized sets, ... question mark. Now, to kind of put everything we've mentioned to the test, I wanted to circle back to this Daily Bugle set and see if we can kind of improve the figure selection to something that's more in line with something kids and adults will be more willing to pick up. Now, I feel like one thing people don't really mention is LEGO kind of has the hard job of doing 3 different things at once with one product line. They have to be a toy for kids like the Titan Hero series figures, a more sophisticated line for adults like kind of the Gentle Giant statue, and a line for collectors that's not afraid to touch on more obscure characters and give us correct suits as well, kind of like Marvel Legends figures do for theirs. The sophisticated adult section is kind of covered by the 18+ line, I feel. When looking at a $100 playset like the Daily Bugle featuring Fart Cloud Mysterio, I'm sure your buddy John from The Office would rather have a Spider-Man bust or something. Which leaves 2 main audiences for a set like this, the collectors and the kids. However, both kind of have different needs for their respective demographics. When looking at the kids side of things, they don't really care about suits. They want figures and characters they don't already have. They want characters that look cool regardless of origin, and typically are only into LEGO for 3 years. While collectors very much care about suits, want characters that have never been made before, want characters that exist within canon, and want new versions of older figures. Not everyone is similar, but this is kind of a baseline for most people. Now, I feel it's important to mention that kids far outnumber the number of adults buying LEGO sets, because there's just in general always going to be more kids buying LEGO than dedicated collectors. However, both obviously make up sales, so when making a set for kids, it's important to also put little tidbits in there for adults. These 3 sets, I feel, are pretty good examples of that. These sets pretty obviously prioritize giving fans accurate suits and unique characters kids might not care about. See the unique War Machine designs and unique characters in each set. Suits matter, characters matter, you matter. But in general, pleasing both audiences is very easy. By including stuff anyone interested might want, you've made something everyone interested might be more likely to pick up, not just kids. If I had to guess on the split, I'd say it's more 70-30. So why only please 70% when you can please 100%? Something like Iron Man car only pleases 70%, so you're already starting with a stunted growth on sales.
Now, let's apply this logic to the figures of the Daily Bugle. These guys are needed for the set, and these guys are cool additions that we don't really need to edit. So for now, we're just going to be focusing on these two. Being the Venomized fig, Cap is going to get most of the focus, so we'll focus on him in a sec. Let's start off with Gwen first.
To a kid, over the past 2 years, Gwen Stacy as a character has been included in 6 sets, 5 of which are on shelves right now, and 4 of which are under $50, and 3 of which are not promoting a crippling gambling addiction. It's more likely than not a kid willing to spend, or I guess ask, for a $100 Marvel set already has her. To a collector, the Gwen included in this set is very cheap on the aftermarket, and in general, just a very common figure within sets. The fig included just doesn't do much for either audience. Compared to someone like Daredevil, who's only been in 1 set ever, and between 2025 and 2026 is going to be in 2 seasons of 2 TV shows and potentially a movie. We'll see how that works. And at this point, the guy's only been in 1 set that cost $300 that was not accessible to kids. And not every adult has $300 lying around. This genuinely would have just been like great inclusion that would service both audiences a lot.
Now let's apply the same logic to Venomized Captain America. Venom Cap is a character undoubtedly most kids will be into. He is admittedly a pretty dang cool concept, and he's exclusive to this set, which means most kids don't have him. However, outside his insane level of detail, I can't see most adults getting into this. These 2 images are the only images that exist of Venom Cap at all. He's not a canon character most fans will get hyped for. So let's see who we can replace him with. Off the bat, I'm thinking Martin Lee and Agent Venom. While Martin Lee hasn't been historically the most popular character, he's been appearing in a lot of stuff recently, and a lot of people want him. He'd be a great choice for this set, and I could see kids even knowing him as well. And even if they don't, the set already has tons of popular characters to make up for it. Agent Venom is not only still a symbiote, but just looks cool. He's literally just Venom with guns, so I can see a lot of kids getting into that, and he's a very fan-requested character. So I'd say put Agent Venom in the car and Martin Lee in the beauty. And with that, we've already kind of solved the biggest issue with these 2 sets. Obviously, there's tons more, not just Spider-Man villains, but Marvel characters we need in general. Ideally, I'd like to get back to the days of us getting random Marvel characters in Spider-Man sets, but it looks like we're kind of getting back to stuff like that with the Ghost Rider bike. Hopefully, it's a sign of more things to come. Now, to end this video off, I have something serious I'd like to address. Please, cut the music, cut the music. Now, as you've seen, my name is Big Booty Bricks, and I haven't had much booty in this video at all. And for a new, potentially loyal viewer base, I can see how that can be seen as like false advertising. And I don't want to make you guys think that right off rip. This is my first video after all. So to make up for it, I have now found the biggest booty. And I will be showing it to you in 3, 2, 1.